going to step.
Well, Stefan, I was able to see you in the tunnel yesterday, and I'm looking at you now. And before that matchup with Sabrina, you look a lot more relaxed. Is that accurate?
For sure. The whole spirit of the competition, like, it manifested the way it was supposed to. She showed out, put the pressure on me to go out there and have to, get a pretty good number to win it. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome for the whole challenge and for it being the first of its kind. But I'm definitely a little bit more relaxed today. Obviously, I'm used to this format and can just go out there and play basketball.
Perfect. This is your 10th All-Star appearance. Can you believe it when you hear 10? I mean, does it feel like it's been that long?
It doesn't. Then I look at my locker room. I got Katie that's got 14. I got Braun that's got 20. So 10 is nice for sure. So, nice kind of milestone. Hopefully there's a lot more in the future. But 15 years in the league, it's crazy how fast it's gone by and how special that number is, because I don't know what the list is of 10 plus, but it's some names for sure.
Well, it was uplifting just for your organization. 8-2 in your last 10 games. You got the ball rolling after a turbulent season, and you were able to maintain this consistency, this level-headedness, this leadership. How were you able to do it, and what does it mean to you to see it paying off, especially coming into the break?
I think the longer you're in this league, the more unique each season is in terms of the challenges that you face. And like you said, we've had since the 22 finals, we've had an up and down kind of existence, and there's a lot of energy right now, a lot of confidence in how we've been playing. JK's been stepping up and playing an unbelievable level. Pajemski, BP, he's stepped into a prominent role. We're evolving the way that we're playing, but I think the expectation is always the same. When we're out there, we feel like we should win. We have a great opportunity in front of us this last 30-something games to get on a run. All you want to do is get in the playoffs. I mean, for us, we know what it takes to win a series. We just want to get there.
Target's still on your back no matter what. So before I let you go, any tricks up your sleeve for tonight?
You usually see a lot of threes, obviously. That's what I do. But we're going to try to get the energy right and make it as competitive as we can. Hopefully, it's nice to have the East-West format back, a little different. And it should be fun for the fans. Hopefully we put on the show.
Have fun out there. Thanks for your time.
Appreciate it.
Remember in 22, scored 50. It's 16 out of 27 from three. This is the first time in his career, though, he will not be starting an All-Star game in all of 10 selections as an All-Star, Chuck.
Well, I think that don't matter to him. He's accomplished everything you can accomplish as a basketball player. And I actually think it's really cool that these young kids, because they're the future. That's one thing about basketball. Guys keep coming. Shea Gildress, your boy Ant-Man, man, the NBA is in great hand. I mean, I ain't even talking about Jason Tatum and Brown, and Luka, but these guards. Excuse me. But I'm saying, Wemby. But yeah, shout out to Wemby. You're welcome on the show anytime. I'm making an executive decision. But listen, man, we don't show Minnesota. They're surprising me, but Anthony Mann is not surprising me. We never have shown Oklahoma City. If you guys get that direct TV package, y'all got to go see Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And Jalen Williams.
Yeah, Jalen Williams.
Chet Holmgren.
And right there, as I tell y'all right there, Anthony, unfortunately, he went to Georgia because he didn't have the grades to get in Auburn. But that's a grown man right there, y'all. He really wants to be great. You saw last night, they were talking about it. Who do we have on the show talking about he really wants to be a great player? Oh, Draymond. He was saying Ant-Man believes he's a great player, and it's fun to watch him and Shea Gildress and Luke and all these young guys. So, Steph, hey, you've been great for a long time, but, man, these young guys, they're coming.
Yeah, I believe Steph's going to put on the show. Congratulations to all the guys and their families for being here. It's a great accomplishment. Just want them to put on a good show. As you see, the fans are here to watch them play, so hopefully they put on a good show and give us a little bit of defense.
Yeah, tonight is a star of stars. This is where collectively you will never see.
That's a stud right there, too.
Yeah, this is Oscar night. This is Grammy night. The stars are stars in the building. We're going to see who performs on that environment. It's always great to see who performs in that environment.
Paolo Banchero.
And we return to East versus West after
look at that, man.
Having team
that is so
captains
awesome.
the last few years.
That is so cool.
We are thrilled to be a part of it here on TNT. Everybody, headbands on, get ready.
Big enough, you big old head, Shaq.
Did I mention the Groove Belt is the best belt in the world?
The best belt in the world.
It's the best belt in the world.
I can't stop doing this.
Why don't so?
So let's see here. LeBron James, right now, the captain for the Western Conference, is averaging 24.8 points a game. Giannis is averaging 30.8 points a game. Giannis is averaging 6.4 assists a game and 11 rebounds this season. LeBron, who's my age, he actually is a few months older than me, he just turned 39. But LeBron is averaging dang near 24.8. Round that up. Go ahead and round that up to 25 points. He's averaging 25 points a game, 7.8 assists, and 7.2 rebounds at 39 in the NBA. It's insane. But one of the guys who's probably going to win the MVP, especially if his team can get past the second round of the playoffs, is Luka Doncic. The guard for the Mavericks is averaging 34.2 points a game, 9.5 assists, and 8.8 rebounds. He's having an incredible year. Kevin Durant for the Suns was averaging 28, 5, and 6. Really, probably the shock of the All-Star game is as a rookie, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out of Kentucky. He's averaging 31 points a game, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. This guy's playing incredible. And also Tyrese Halliburton, which, give the Indiana nation, the Pacer nation, something to be happy about. Him being the leader for the Pacers and them playing well. Tyrese is averaging 21.8 points a game, 11 assists, and 3.9 rebounds. Damian Lillard, solid as always. Can the Bucks win the championship? They, in a lot of ways, they should be the favorites to win it, getting Damian Lillard. And out of the years and years and years that he'd been at Portland, dang near 10 years, it seems like. Him not being able to win at Portland, him not being able to get past Golden State or the Lakers. Now he's on a championship winning team, adding him into the mix. I mean, the Bucks should win the championship this year. If the Bucks don't win the championship this year, it's been a bust with getting Damian Lillard. And I wouldn't bet against the Bucks this year. Really wouldn't. Even that, and historically I'm a Bulls and Lakers fan, but the Bulls have not been great. But Jaylen Brown this season for the Celtics, 22 points per game, 3.7 assists, and 5.5 rebounds a game. He had a couple awesome dunks last night. He had a 360 windmill, just amazing. But what's crazy is that Mac McClung is a two-time All-Star NBA dunk. No, I'm sorry, he's not an All-Star. He's not even on an NBA team roster, but he's a two-time NBA dunk contest champion, up there with Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins and the likes of those NBA Hall of Famers. And yet this young man, can't even make an NBA roster. So it's just mind-boggling. And I think he got a pass because he's in the G League right now, which is unheard of for somebody in the G League to participate in the NBA dunk contest. But last year when he won it, he had a spot on the Sixers, but he got cut from the Sixers and he's playing for the Magic G League team. So I guess they gave him a pass, considering, that he was the defending champion. But it just goes to show you that it takes a lot more than having an incredible vertical leap to make it in the NBA. I mean, this guy's jumping a foot higher than Jaylen Brown, but yet he can't find a spot on an NBA team. And I have to admit, I haven't watched him, McClung, at all in the G League. I don't watch the G League, but he obviously has some detriments to his game. Either he's a defensive liability, of him being around 6 foot tall, he can't dribble, create his own shot, or he's not a very good passer. Some of those, with him, and the thing is, all those incredible dunks he had last night, it was a travel. He's not dribbling the ball when he's running at the goal. I mean, and you're not going to be able to, dunk like that all the time. So it's just so difficult to be in the NBA. I think that the athletes in the NBA are the greatest athletes on planet Earth. And I'll give you an example for that. So Terrell Owens, right? Debatably the greatest wide receiver of all time. If not the greatest wide receiver, he's most definitely in the top 10 greatest wide receivers of all time in NFL history. Just dominant presence, athleticism. I recall him saying that he wanted to play in the NBA, and he couldn't make it. He couldn't make a spot in the NBA. And yet he's considered one of the greatest athletes to ever play in the NFL. Just imagine if LeBron James played in the NFL. Or just imagine, the whole world should be really thankful and grateful that Americans don't really focus on soccer. Because what if there's no such thing as the NBA, the NFL, or Major League Baseball, and all of the great athletes here in America just grew up playing and practicing soccer? Allen Iverson at forward, LeBron James at goalie. I mean, we would win the gold at everything. The NBA All-Star Game. Anthony Davis this season is averaging 24.9 points per game, 3.8 assists, and 12.2 rebounds. And can the Lakers get it together to make the playoffs? All that talent on the Lakers, and they're barely above 500. And it'll be a shame if they don't make the playoffs. You got the greatest athlete of all time. I'm not saying LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time, but I believe he's the greatest athlete in recorded human history. Since the invention of the motion picture camera, he has been the greatest athlete. Especially with his longevity of him being able to do what he's doing at 39, almost averaging a triple-double. Interviewing David Letterman.
In his 21st season.
Most All-Stars ever. 20 straight appearances.
He can still motor. I dropped it in for the kids.
Stephen Curry, the same way.
Step back three.
The younger kids, they say, he's him.
He's him, that's right.
When you're watching a cool basketball game, what excites David Letterman?
It's the same reason you would go see a symphony orchestra. You want to see the best that type of music can be performed. These are seasoned pros who are capable of doing things that are impossible to mortals. What they do, it's remarkable.
Dave, look at this.
David Letterman said what they do.
Oh, the Circle City.
This
The All-Star game in Indiana, what does that mean to you?
Everybody thinks of the stars. And then you watch the game, and it's guys horsing around.
Oh, he did it.
Yes, he did. You know, that's all right, because the place is atomic.
I always think of excellence in your craft at the highest level.
Yes, and for Indianapolis, it's a great glimpse of the city and state.
This has been the best trip down memory lane.
I feel like I'm visiting an old friend.
Welcome everyone to Indianapolis. It's East versus West.
What was your soundtrack? What is David Letterman listening to get into your zone?
Elton John, Tiny Dancer.
He still got it.
How much fun had to be for
100%.
Reggie Miller to sit with David Letterman. And let's ride that for also.
You didn't recognize David? I didn't. The whole piece, you weren't paying attention there. You could not have been paying attention. I was like, who's that man with the rough? No, you were not paying attention. Stop it, Chuck.
What are you looking for in tonight's All-Star game? You know, I heard Larry Bird when he was speaking today talking about, man, I wish they would play harder in the All-Star game.
I agree with Larry Bird. You know, these people are part of the reason why we live a great life. So just want them to play and compete. And, you know, you have to understand both sides. You know, I understand, I don't want to get hurt, don't want to twist an ankle, but you definitely want to put on a good show because we're here in Indiana.
Just play like you're playing in the summer league. Like you play hard in the summer league. You compete. You're trying to not get hurt, but at the same time, you're not letting guys dunk on you.
Let's go to the PA announcer here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Sean Sullivan.
Fans, at this time, we would ask that if you are able, please rise and remove your hats. Interpreting the Canadian National Anthem for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing is Mackenzie Rhino. Now, here to perform O Canada, please welcome four-time Juno Award winner, Charlotte Cardin.
Who knows the lyrics to O Canada? Oh Canada.
Oh Canada, our home and native land. True patriot love, in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Man, I've never heard of that singer, but
Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the Indiana National Guard.
oh man, I picked this up at the store. Starburst has their own sparkling water. It's so good. All the different flavors.
Interpreting the national anthem of the United States for the deaf and hard of hearing is Lisa Warren. And now, performing the Star-Spangled Banner, 13-time Grammy Award-winning recording artist, songwriter, producer, and Indiana native, Babyface.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last
looking like,
gleaming.
what the F?
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still
Guy Ferrari, front and center.
Oh,
Food
say,
Network guy.
turns that star spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free and the home of the
Good job, babyface.
brave.
Let's have another round of applause for Mackenzie Rhino, Lisa Warren, Charlotte Cardin, and Babyface.
$2,000 guitar.
Got an idea looking around that arena too of the celebrities who were there. What's it like when what are you trying to prove to the high level guys and ladies who are courtside for a game like this?
Well, it's not that you're trying to prove, because you've already proved that you're an all-star. You just want to put on the show. Like, you know, for me, sometimes when I go to certain arenas, I couldn't believe that these guys were a fan of me. Like when I first went to LA, Jack Nicholson, Laverne and Shirley, Al Pacino, like you see these names and you know, you're like, wow, these.
That happened to me when I played the first time in LA.
Al Pacino.
I was having a decent game in the first half. Magic Johnson, you know, and ball goes out of bounds. I'm taking it out, and Denzel Washington goes, "Stop killing us, Kenny." I called my dad. I was like, "Denzel Washington knows me." He's like, "Fool, of course he watches basketball. What do you not think he knows the game?"
Oh man.
So again, you just want to put on a great show.
Right. Hey, Charles was here, but Charles has split because he's going over to do the alt-cast.
Thank you.
Yes, it is coming on.
Thank you.
Taking longer than the Shaq jersey.
Thank you. You mean the one that they didn't show on TNT?
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, that was on the NBA TV.
It was on it was on the NBA TV.
Thanks.
That's right. And
yeah, thanks.
I don't know.
Streaming on Max.
Yeah. I don't know if Charles has made his way over there yet.
See how they do me, Draymond?
Because it looks like a pretty peaceful setting for Taylor Rooks and Draymond Green. Take it away.
Thanks so much, Ernie. You know, Chuck's on the way to hang with us. We were grooving to that national anthem, though.
It was. Man, to see Babyface.
Ooh, iconic.
I had a chance to see Fergie. So to see Babyface, that just made my day. It was giving a little Marvin Gaye-ish. I love that.
Oh, and if you're in the same breath as Marvin Gaye, it absolutely sounded like that. But I'm happy you brought up your time with Fergie. Because let's rewind to the infamous 2018 Draymond Green national anthem with Fergie.
I know you care about the fans. What's it mean to be an all-star starter for your kids?
Okay. You could not even hide your emotions on your face.
You know, she, you know how you start spiraling and you need to, like, you got to get out of it. You just got to get to the end. And she kept going, like, deeper and deeper. And I was like, oh, she's done. And then she started spiraling more. I couldn't believe it. And then when I really started laughing, Dane was next to me. He's like, they got you, dog. So then I really couldn't hold it in. It was crazy.
Hey, but you know what? We got the Fergie remix challenge out of that.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
In New York City, you know, it's the stars, like Broadway, all those things, and we put together a masterpiece in the locker room.
Absolutely. Speaking of stars, I know Jamal Crawford is standing by with the one and only Jason Tatum.
I'm with the one and only Jason Tatum. Jason, I know the work you put into your craft. I know how you care about the fans. What's it feel like to be an All-Star starter this year?
It feels great. It's an honor to be here. And I just appreciate the fans, the love and support. That's why we play the game, for them.
You're one of the best on the court, but you're one of the best off the court as well. The Jason Tatum Foundation is partnered with SoFi to bring generational wealth to communities all over the country. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, just some, from my childhood, growing up in a single-parent household, wanting to change that, wanting to, help impact the community I grew up in, help people that look like me, people that came from places I came from. So it's like my responsibility to use my platform.
You always want to help. Last night you helped your guy, JB. How big was it for him being an all-team first-time player getting the dunk contest? Because most guys are not doing that. How big was that to push that forward?
Yeah, I think it was big just for him to be out there last night. We need more All-Stars that are, capable, that can do stuff like that. Bring the star power back to the All-Star game that I grew up watching.
Obviously, you're in the MVP conversation. You'll say it doesn't mean a lot, and we know to you it's always team first. What would it feel like if you did win your first MVP?
Man, it would mean the world. We play a team-first sport, but, we work hard. And, they have individual awards for a reason. And that's why you put in the work that you do to be rewarded for the things that you do on the court. So it would be a dream come true if I won MVP.
Russell Westbrook is the only player in history to win back-to-back All-Star MVPs. Can we see it tonight? What you thinking?
We can, because I ain't going to lie. I met Larry Bird tonight for the first time. I never met Larry Bird in my life, so I got to meet him, and that just gave me, I was anxious. So I got some juices flowing for the game right now.
There we go. We appreciate you, Taylor, Dre, Chuck. Back to you guys.
Hey, Jason going for that back-to-back.
I like that. You know what I want to say, though? They're talking MVP discussion. And I don't think JT will win his first MVP until he wins his first championship.
Talk about it.
He's almost being punished for having so much success as a team early in his career. I think he went to the conference finals his first 5 years or something like that. Yeah. And so now it's almost like you get on this clock that no one talks about, but you're on this clock. And so he's lost in the finals, he's lost in the East Conference Finals. So it's like they don't respect it quite where they should. And I think it's unfair because he be having MVP type years and he'll be nowhere on the ladder.
Absolutely. And to your point, it's when you get success young, the bar keeps on raising because then it becomes, this is what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
And now people are expecting Jason Tatum and those Celtics to go all the way. But it's been wild just watching Jason grow up in front of our eyes.
It has. It has. He was that young prodigy going to Duke where you heard about him from St. Louis all those years, and then he goes to Duke, and you see it at times, but not quite always saw in those games the star power that you knew he had. And then he got to the NBA and he grew all the way into that. And it's been special to watch.
Yes.
I got a chance to play Olympics with him. He's one of those special talents.
Yeah, it's only up from here for Jason Tatum. So you heard him say he's going for that MVP. I know you said it might be Steph tonight. Tell the audience one more time why your money's on your teammate.
Well, Steph loves the show. Steph always get off here in Indiana. I don't know if y'all watched that game last week when he got off here in Indiana, but Steph's not starting in the All-Star game, and he's not one to say something about it publicly. He's not going to rain on nobody else's parade. But deep down inside, he going to go menace mode. I'm just telling y'all now.
Hey, listen, not to take anything away from Steph. We all know how magical he is. But I think this could be Luka's night.
I don't think Luka's ever going to play hard enough in an All-Star game to win MVP. Luka's like Joker. They don't care.
Yeah, he said, listen, I'm just here. I'm just here.
I'm here because I have to be here. I'm here so I won't get fined.
Yes. Okay, who wins, East or West?
West is winning. When you look at this West team looked like the old West teams. When you had Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Manu wasn't an all-star. I think Tony Parker. And the list goes on and on. When you had those West teams, Shaq, that's how this West team looked. It's no Draymond Greens on this team. It's no guys who got in there because the team was doing. When you look at this team, it's the guys. This is what we plan to see.
Hey, listen, up until last year when they lost, LeBron's team had won 5 straight. He's going to look to do that again tonight. It's going to be a fun one here. Back to you, EJ and the guys.
with Jokic.
Bye, honey.
They can, the Nuggets can win back-to-back.
Morning breath, huh?
Back-to-back championships. You know, people are just wanted to hate on the Joker, especially last year in the playoffs. They weren't giving him any respect. He had to take it, earn his respect, and they did. The Nuggets did by sweeping the Lakers in the playoffs. It was devastating for Laker Nation. I mean, Jokic is slow, but he's very coordinated. He can't jump, but he's strong, and he can shoot, and he can make layups with his left or his right hand, and he does a lot of pump fakes. He's like a slow motion Akeem Olajuwon who's about 100 pounds heavier and can shoot threes. He's really one of a kind. He's like Bryant Reeves on steroids and more coordinated. Big country. Who knows about that? Who knows about a big country for the Vancouver Grizzlies? We have Scotty Barnes as an injury replacement for the East. Julius Randle was an all-star, but he's injured and will not play. And then we have Trae Young as an injury replacement. And another thing, too, with the Clippers, we got two Clippers on the Western All-Stars, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And with them getting Harden and Russell Westbrook, that's another team, too, similar to the Bucks getting Damian Lillard. If the Clippers don't make it to the finals, I mean, I'd say that's a bust. All those trades were a bust if they don't make it. All the money that they spent getting those guys. The West is so stacked. It's probably going to be the Celtics in the East, Celtics in the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. But you never know if Julius Randle can get healthy. There's two Knicks here on the All-Star roster. You know, Julius Randle's hurt. You get Julius healthy, and Jalen Brunson stays healthy. The Knicks could surprise everybody. And so could the Pacers. Let's not forget about the Pacers. This is the best that they've played in a long time.
Now, please welcome three legends of the Hoosier State's storied basketball tradition. Hall of Famers Oscar Robertson, Larry Bird, and Reggie Miller.
Thank you. Larry, Oscar, and I know all too well how meaningful this state and city are to the game. Many places consider themselves the home of basketball, but Indiana really is basketball country. Oscar and Larry grew up playing here. I had the absolute pleasure of competing for 18 years to a fan base and my whole professional career in this building. Standing on this grand stage, we represent the countless players, coaches, and fans here in the heartland who love the game of basketball. We couldn't be more honored to be welcoming the global basketball community, and we're equally as excited to present to you the greatest players on the earth for this year's All-Star Game. So let me toss to one of the greatest point guards of all times, Oscar Robertson.
All-Stars, it's time to play ball. Indy, start your engines.
Now it's time for the classic All-Star matchup, East versus West. Let's beat the teams for tonight's 73rd NBA All-Star Game, beginning with the Western Conference All-Stars.
I want to get copyrighted here, the music. We're playing, Eye of the Tiger. Nope. That wasn't Jerry Sloan. In the West here. Oh, Anthony Edwards starting for the West here. Out of Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Towns. Man, could this be the Timberwolves year? This year? I mean, wow. When was the last time the Timberwolves had two starters in the... Never. I don't think ever the Timberwolves have had two starters. You have Devin Booker here. Kawhi Leonard. And Anthony Davis. Whoa. That's a squad. That is a squad. Paul George. Steph Curry.
And now the starters for the Western Conference All-Stars. Earning his first start in his second All-Star game is the floor general of the Oklahoma City Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. This five-time All-Star is one of the most prolific scorers in the game. From the Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic. A six-time All-Star and a two-time Kia NBA Most Valuable Player from the reigning champion Denver Nuggets, the Joker, Nikola Jokic. A 14-time All-Star and a two-time All-Star MVP from the Phoenix Suns, KD, Kevin Durant. Making his record-setting 20th All-Star appearance and a starter for a record 20th consecutive season from the Los Angeles Lakers, the captain of the West, LeBron James.
Bill Murray and Ahmad
The Western
Rashad.
Conference All-Stars will be playing tonight for the boys and girls clubs of Indianapolis.
Ahmad Rashad, baby. NBA inside stuff.
Now the Eastern Conference All-Stars.
Early 90s, Saturday morning.
The head coach is making his fourth appearance on the All-Star sidelines from the Milwaukee Bucks, Doc Rivers.
Summer Storm.
Unable to attend, a three-time All-Star from the New York Knicks, Julius Randle. Also unable to attend, a seven-time All-Star and the 2023 NBA Most Valuable Player from the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid. And now the Eastern Conference Reserves. This first-time All-Star is the NBA's rating Rookie of the Year from the Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero. Making an All-Star Game debut from the Toronto Raptors, Scotty Barnes. Also making his debut from the New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson.
He's my dark horse to win it tonight. That guy's like Bob Cousy out of
Appearing in his first All-Star game from the Philadelphia 76ers, Tyrese Maxey. A three-time All-Star from the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown. He's a three-time All-Star from the Atlanta Hawks, Ice Trae Young. And a five-time All-Star from the Cleveland Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell. And now the starters for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. This center of attention in South Beach is a three-time NBA All-Star from the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo. A five-time All-Star and last year's Kia All-Star MVP from the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum. An eight-time All-Star making his first appearance with the Milwaukee Bucks. What time is it? It's Dame time. Damian Lillard.
Lillard won the three-point shootout.
A two-time All-Star. Your hometown hero. Representing the Indiana Pacers. Fans, give it up for Tyrese Halliburton. The captain of the East was a lead vote getter for this year's game, earning his 8th All-Star selection from the Milwaukee Bucks. The Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Eastern Conference All-Stars are playing for Special Olympics Indiana. All-Stars, may the best team win. One more round of applause for Adam Blackstone, the Legacy Experience, and your 2024 NBA All-Stars.
Band that they have. Awesome. Horn section. Couple drums.
And so game time approaches here at the Field House. You know, I just got off the phone with you, and I've talked before about one of the things in your career. Look, you didn't make an All-Star team, and it would have been nice to make an All-Star team.
100%. Don't laugh at me, Shaq.
No, but Calvin Nat, back in 1985, last time they had the All-Star game here, the only first-time All-Star in that game was Calvin Nat of the Trailblazers. Played 11 years in the league. That was the one time he made the All-Star team, and I just got off the phone with him. I've been trying to find him for weeks, and finally tracked him down. And he just said what he remembers distinctly, and you just saw the intros there, was being able to shake hands with teammates. Kareem, Magic, Iceman, and being on the same court as Bird and Michael in his first game. And he just said, here was this guy from this small town in Louisiana, and he was on this stage. And so for a lot of folks, this night, you never know how many times you're going to get there, but this night means the world to these guys, to be an All-Star and to be in this company.
Yeah, I remember when I first got in, you know, because before I met you, Ernie, in 1987, 88, I was told I was never going to be good enough. So when I got drafted and, you know, when I beat out the great Patrick Ewing to become a starter, I was here and I just wanted what everybody else had. So I always tried to respect the game and, you know, play well. So hopefully these guys put on a good show tonight, because that's what it's all about.
This is the stars of stars. This is your trading cards walking around, your favorite posters moving. enjoyable moments. As you said, you know, I was a first-team All-American in high school. Then at college, a player here. I'm like, I'm gonna make an All-Star team easily. I got to the NBA and it was like, oh, so am I, first-team All-American player, college player here. Welcome to the NBA. And this is just a great night. The stars of stars are here, and now they're gonna put on the show.
And you don't need to be an All-Star because you got 2 of them things.
That's indeed.
Can't wait to watch it. Glad you're with us.
Are we done yet?
The
Like
game
Ice Cube
is
movie?
next.
Bye, honey.
Shaq's just the greatest. Who's better than Shaq? Who would you want as? I mean, maybe Kareem. You know, with the sky hook. People would say that Akeem Olajuwon. You know, the Rockets did sweep Shaq in the Magic in one of his first years in the league. But after about 8 years, from what, 2000, 01, 02, Shaq was the most dominant player in NBA history. I don't think anybody's beaten those Lakers teams in the early 2000s. Any team. I think they would have beat, I think Kobe and Shaq would have beat Michael and Scotty. It's just my opinion. And Rodman. Can Kevin Durant and Booker get it together? Can the Suns win a championship? Can the Nuggets win it again? Can the Lakers even make the playoffs? Playoffs? Can the Bulls make the playoffs? Golly.
Everybody gonna have a good time.
Man, the Little Caesars commercial where the guy's buying the pizza and he says it's the greatest combo of all time. And then he hurts peanut butter and jelly's feelings. Like peanut butter and jelly is standing right behind him. He's like, I'm sorry, PB&J. Here, try a slice. PB&J's like, how dare you? It's probably the funniest commercial out right now. Speaking of great all-star games, 1987, Tom Chambers, Dr. J's last all-star game appearance. And here's this guy, Sampson, Ralph Sampson gets injured. And so they bring a guy up from injured reserve, a guy named Tom Chambers from the Seattle Supersonics. And he puts on a show and he wins the NBA All-Star Game, MVP. It's a great, Tom Chambers, I think this is his year to get into the NBA Hall of Fame. It's 2024, the year of the Mamba, and Tom Chambers is number 24. And it's just he was a dunking machine, Tom Chambers. About 6'10", power forward, was fast, could run the court for a big guy. He was kind of like a Tyson Chandler type player, Tom Chambers, except he could shoot a little bit better than Tyson, but he couldn't rebound as well as Tyson Chandler. But they kind of had this similar body shape. And Seattle just missed out with getting Tom Chambers and Sean Kemp. They never got to play together. It's just, man, if Seattle could have somehow gotten Tom Chambers and Sean Kemp back when they're, both in their prime, that would have been a team. And Gary Payton.
NBA All-Star Game. It is presented by Kia, official automotive partner of NBA All-Star. We're back to the classic format, best from the West against the best from the East. And with that, we welcome you. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Anderson, along with the Hall of Famer and unofficial mayor of Indianapolis here this week, Reggie Miller, and the future Hall of Famer, Candace Parker. So looking forward to getting ready. We're almost ready for tip time. Let's jump right into the West, Candace, because as they were lining up right in front of us a moment ago, this could be a who's who of Hall of Famers someday. What a roster led by LeBron.
Man, this being LeBron's 20th All-Star game, the most ever at 39 years old. The only time he didn't make the All-Star team was his rookie year. Timeless. And every year we don't think he can do it. He gives us more. He's close to eclipsing 40,000 points, the NBA all-time leading scorer. I mean, what can't he do? And what more will he do? And we will see in this game. I'm so excited to watch this guy play.
The West has 9 MVP awards represented. LeBron with 4 of those, of course. All right, Reggie, for the East, now this is a symbol of the new wave.
Yes.
Half of their roster are players 25 or younger, and that includes Tyrese Halliburton, who is the first guard to start an All-Star game since you did 100 years ago.
And he was only 4 when LeBron started in his first All-Star game, averaging 22, the league leader in assists at almost 12 a game. How quickly he's become the face of this franchise here in Indiana. And don't be surprised, Candace. I know it could be an upset if the East wins this, but he could be holding that MVP trophy for an All-Star game. The first time anyone in Pacer history has done that, other than Mel Daniels, who did it in the ABA.
Great history here. Well, the captain of the East, the leading vote getter, Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Milwaukee Bucks. He's standing by with Allie LaForce.
They're calling for him. They can't start the pregame huddle without him. Giannis, thanks for your time. You always bring the intensity. You always bring the competitive energy when it comes to the All-Star game. And for the first time since 2017, we had the East versus the West format again. How much extra incentive is that for you to win?
At the end of the day, I think we're going to play hard. We're going to try to enjoy the game as much as we can. I will never, take this for granted. I don't think my teammates are taking this for granted. I hope we can have fun and we can put on the show. This is the Super Bowl of basket. I'm excited. I got Dame here, I got Doc, I got the whole coaching staff here. Hopefully we can get a win. And it's crazy. I'm the second oldest guy on my team. See you.
Elder's statement right there, Ryan.
He's out. Doc Rivers, his coach in Milwaukee, is calling him back. The Stars are out tonight. What a collection of talent that we have as we take a look at the NBA All-Star starting lineups presented by Kia. Giannis with Jason Tatum, his teammate Damian Lillard, his first All-Star start. Bam Adebayo is in there for Joel Embiid, who's out with an injury. LeBron, KD, the world champ Nikola Jokic, and the 2 first-time All-Star starters join him from the West.
Something that's noticeable, offset. There's a huge size difference between the West and the East squad, Candace.
And in an All-Star game that could serve in your favor, as All-Star games usually are a faster pace.
Yes.
So maybe the East are onto something.
Tony Brothers, Josh Tiven, Derek Collins, our officials. Josh Tiven will put it in the air. Jokic controls the tap to LeBron, and away we go. It is the West with the first possession of the game, and now it's interesting to start watching who matches up with who. Durant can't hit the first. Giannis pulls down the first board. And it's Durant guarding Antetokounmpo, who fires it to Tatum. And that's how the scoring starts.
And the East knocked out a 3 on the offensive end. The West goes in the post on the first possession on the other end.
The post, what is that? That's kind of been excluded from our game.
Tatum, the MVP of the All-Star game a year ago. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the answer in the first bucket for the West. First-time All-Star starter.
Averaging 31 on the season, one of the most gifted scorers in our game.
Damian Lillard won the three-point contest yesterday, back-to-back. Let him go. Freight train coming. LeBron James on the board.
He's still doing it after 20 years and doing it well.
20 starts, 20th All-Star appearance. Of course, he is the leader in points, not just for the NBA career, but also in All-Star games. How many minutes LeBron plays will be interesting tonight. Durant going up top of the lob, able to finish it. LeBron guarding Giannis, who lays it in.
Well, something you're going to see tonight. There's a lot of length on both ends, both sides here between the East and the West, and that was on full display on that move right there by Giannis.
Nutmeg. We got a nutmeg. Gilgeous-Alexander can't connect. Another chance. Durant. Cash.
Yeah, don't give him an open look. Easy money sniper.
What kind of game do you think we got? You guys are going to see here today? Are we going to get the competitive fervor going in this one? We're back to the East versus West as Tyrese Halliburton,
hometown hero, right? Knocks down a three. I think the guys are trying to get their legs into it. This is what we call a soft start to an All-Star game. Hopefully it'll get a little bit more competitive as the quarters go on.
Durant fighting hard for the rebounds.
Yeah, but you can tell the players that are a little bit more into it than others.
Multiple chances. Doncic cannot finish it. Here comes Giannis to Lillard and Halliburton. How about the kid from Oshkosh? Tyrese Halliburton turning himself into a superstar here. Oh, LeBron came a little low off the backboard.
Make it a hack trick here, Tyrese.
Gilgeous-Alexander defending him, and Halliburton drills in.
Reggie, you made this prediction yesterday.
Yes. What did I say, Candace?
Said that the hometown kid might get MVP or go for MVP. So far, looking good.
Damian Lillard denied, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the throwdown. All-star coaches, Chris Finch. What a ride it's been for him. Head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, 54 years of age, a Pennsylvania native. It has been quite the path. That one rattles in. Halliburton on a heater right now.
I'm learning to listen, Reggie. I'm learning to listen to my big brother, Reggie Miller. He knows a thing or two.
Well, normally what you see is guys who are playing in the All-Star game and they play in that host city. Are you kidding me right now?
Okay.
Right now.
Halliburton, 3 threes in a row.
Woo. 5 straight threes
Halliburton is
for
on
Halliburton.
fire.
As Jokic puts one back.
Halliburton has the last 15 points for the East. Let's see if he can get 18. Oh, double it. They're doubling it.
In an All-Star game from the logo. Heat check. Heat check.
That would have brought the house down.
Just a quick 15 here in this first quarter. 4 minutes in. Jokic, how about Luka Doncic?
That was an
to Nikola
alley-oop.
Jokic.
We'll call that an alley-oop.
Absolutely.
The BFFs. Very good friends between Doncic and the Joker.
Always messing with one another. Giannis on the receiving end from Bam Adebayo. Bam elevated into that starting lineup. 2 East All-Stars out due to injury. Joel Embiid with the knee injury, and Julius Randle with the shoulder injury.
And did Bam just throw the ball off of Jokic's back?
And then knocked down a 3. 7 for 10 in this first quarter for the East squad from downtown.
Jokic playmaking. And Gilgeous-Alexander lays it in. He's certainly in the MVP watch. He and Luka Doncic, the 25-year-olds. Luka turns 25 next week.
NBA, the thing about SGA that has impressed me the most this season is the fact that, I mean, he's a guard and he's top 5 in paint points in the league.
Reggie, your guy, representing the Pacers well early.
And the unlimited range from Halliburton, going 5 of 6 from downtown for Hallie.
Loving it.
Bye, honey.
Courtside. wonder how much tickets cost for a courtside game at the All-Star game. I'm going to look that up. StubHub. How much is a ticket to the All-Star game? Dang, it's basically sold out. 36 tickets remaining in the whole arena, in the 19,000 seat arena. So basically, the only thing available right now are basically nosebleeds. Oh, hold on. So there's one. So this is in section 5. So this is the most expensive ticket that's available. Oh, no, it's not. It's not. There's more expensive. So there's one that it's not courtside, but it's about. It's at half court, and you're about 15 rows back, and they want $1,100 for one ticket. $1,100 for one. That's a lot of money for one game. But it's the All-Star game, baby. No defense being played right now. Absolutely zero defense. Jokic is crossing people over out there, which is hilarious to see. Because normally he's getting double teamed as soon as he catches the ball. And he never really dribbles with his facing the basket, you know. But he like crossed over Giannis out there like they were two guards, which is hilarious to see. You'll never see that in a regular game from Joker. Man, this Starburst, sparkling ice, sparkling water is really good. I just saw these recently at the grocery store and picked up some of like every flavor.
It's only a jump.
This is Carvana.
There's a Carvana commercial going on right now. It looked really cool that they have a dispensing car. Like you can buy your car and then they'll just get it from the and they'll just deliver it right to your house. I mean, it's pretty cool. I've never done that. I don't know anybody who's ever bought a car off of Carvana, but the concept is cool. MVP flashback.
IKEA, February 18, 2007. 17 years ago, guys. NBA All-Star Game in Vegas. Kobe Bryant, the All-Star Game MVP, went for 31, 6 and 6. West beat the East 153-132. By the way, voting opens in the fourth quarter of tonight's game for the Kia NBA All-Star MVP. You can scan the flow code to vote exclusively with your NBA ID. Now the Kobe and Gigi Award a little bit later in the broadcast as well. We're just getting started here. 5.5 minutes into this first quarter. Tyrese Halliburton went on a major heater as he leaves it for Giannis. So playmaking and scoring, Halliburton scored 15 points in a span of 1 minute and 32 seconds, and now drops a dive for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Picking up where he left off, right?
Just pretty. It just never gets old watching him shoot the ball.
How about having Stephen Curry coming off the bench for your squad if you're Chris Finch?
Say that's a good team.
Yeah, Curry getting right into the mix, and a kickball. Halliburton stops the transition. Chance to remind you that the 2024 NBA All-Star Game brought to you by the Kia EV9. Electric like you've never seen. Kia, the official automotive partner of the NBA. And brought to you by AT&T, who believes connecting changes everything. Looking up top, there to clean it up, Anthony Davis. His first minutes
and
on the
Anthony
floor.
Davis laughing with Tatum. It was a little friendly nudge, a little Reggie Miller punch.
A little friendly nudge. Is that what you're calling
that's
that?
What we call, that's what you call it.
He shoved him right out of the way.
Oh, now it's a shove.
Jaylen Brown, first minutes on the floor as well, joining his teammate Jason Tatum. And Tatum keeps it alive and scores it on the second chance opportunity. East back in front.
21st season, Candace. You highlighted this in the open, and doing it and continuing to do it at a high level. Again, Damian Lillard with a 35-footer.
And I love how we just kind of gloss over the fact that he just shot a logo 3. Because that's, everybody does it nowadays.
An actual turnover and a steal. Halliburton looking for help. Lillard lines it up, and Lillard reins it in. Damian Lillard, his first All-Star start.
That's crazy.
Crazy, isn't
That's
it?
his first start.
Kevin Durant.
Well, think about who he was
And
going
I'm in
against
agreement, but
out west.
Agreement, Reggie, but to think somebody like Dame Lillard, that's talent. Goodness in the league.
Damian Lillard in his 8th All-Star appearance. Lillard's had some big games in All-Star games as well. Went for 26 last year, 32 the year before, as LeBron with an air ball. Three-pointers aren't quite falling for the West like the East, but LeBron, he still got it at age 39. Just snuck it over the rim.
And then Dame Lillard.
Literally on the logo. Literally on the logo.
And you literally call that a layup. It's a layup. That's a layup for Dame.
That was part of that starry shot, that back-to-back three-point winners for Dame.
Paolo Banchero, the youngest All-Star on the floor for the first time. Damian Lillard.
Easy.
On target. East up 7. We got Donovan Mitchell and Banchero for the East. Kawhi Leonard getting right into the mix. A healthy season this year.
Good guy to bring in and knock down threes for the West.
Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, their first minutes.
Look how small the East are, though, right? We talked about the size difference. You basically have 4 guards out there.
And you have Brown on that possession guarding Anthony Davis.
Air ball from Kawhi Leonard. Here comes Tyrese Maxey. And he'll pick up Damian Lillard. There's Doc Rivers in one of the wildest arrivals to coach an all-star team that we've ever seen. Doc Rivers, just 10 games taking over for the Milwaukee Bucks, but at the time, 4th of February, had the best record, and so Doc, who took over for Adrian Griffin, Bucks had the best record, and he is here with his staff. 4th time he's been the all-star coach.
Well, the classy thing, too, and the right thing, if you're Doc Rivers, I like him saying that he's going to give his all-star check to Adrian Griffin, win or lose. Whatever.
This guy is huge. Paolo Banchero.
Whatever that moolah will be, Candace, is going to Adrian Griffin and the work he did to lead the Bucks to that second best record, because remember now, it would have been Boston, but they would have the overall record last year, and it was that coaching staff that was here.
Yeah, Celtics with the best record in the East. Joe Mazzulla and his staff ineligible this season as Stephen Curry drills one. So fun to watch him not just shoot it, but how he conducts his business. And yesterday with Sabrina Ionescu, that was some show between Curry and Sabrina.
Super
Jaylen Brown
special.
gets in there.
Super special to watch them I mean, Reggie, they sat for hours.
Yes.
They were cold. Sabrina got 26 cold.
Star. Did you see Steph's expression when she started her first two racks when I think she went 9 of 10?
Oh, 100%.
His eyes got so big, like,
He started warming up his hands and everything. Yes. I think that an adjustment is you got to have another round. You got to be able to get,
Make it a regular. I can't wait to see it next year in some fashion. Hopefully those two in San Francisco.
Or at All-Star at the WBA.
Amen.
It's got to come.
I was going to throw this
You
out.
got to come to All-Star at WBA.
Stephen and Dane, since they're the last two recipients of the last two guys to have won the three-point competition. As I'll finish this story when we come back. I'll hold that thought.
Hold it. See if the West can make some noise here. Ooh. Godzilla and Kong also making some noise. Godzilla Kong. The New Empire, only in theaters March 29. Take a look.
For centuries, the Titans were the guardians of nature, and the great apes became the protectors of humanity. But something is coming. Kong, Godzilla, they can feel it. Something even they're afraid of.
Kong can't stop this on his own.
He won't be alone.
They don't have to like each other. They just have to work together.
Is that a mini Kong?
PG-13.
Bye, honey.
Morning breath, huh?
Dr. Garcia?
Oof.
Reality checkup.
Morning breath isn't just embarrassing. It's actually millions of bacteria growing overnight.
Crespro Health mouthwash protects your mouth overnight to kill bad breath bacteria and helps prevent other oral health issues before they start.
Without the burn.
Oh!
I'm so much pressure!
Crest. When Doug and Andre came to TurboTax,
we navigated a
.222 to go in the first quarter. You know, they're saying it's the NBA All-Star Weekend. It's on TNT. It's a TNT crew, but it's on TBS. Damian Lillard. You know, I wonder how many shots he took before the game to warm up. I mean, these guys shoot the ball probably hundreds of times a day, 100 shots a day. But to come off the bench like that and hit 3 threes is impressive after sitting on the bench for about 10 minutes. But I guess when you shoot hundreds of shots a day, maybe even 1,000 shots a day, it doesn't take long to warm up.
Chance to win exclusive one-of-one fan experiences the NBA has never before delivered. All lit up. What a great scene here in this basketball hotbed. And we're pleased to be joined now by Jason Tatum. Got a good first run in there. Jason Tatum, the MVP from a year ago. How has your All-Star experience been thus far?
It's been great. You know, I'm still a young guy, but, you know, I feel like I'm getting towards a veteran status. You know, been here a couple of times, but, you know, for your family to come out here and be around greatness and, you know, these great players and great guys, it's always a great time.
Jason, this is Candace Parker here.
What's up, Candace?
You always bring your son with you. It seems like he's experiencing, you know, your journey and your career. What is that like as a father to be able to bring your son to an all-star event like this?
It's great. You know, I was 19 when he was born, so we're going through my career as he's growing up. We're kind of growing up together, and it's been great to see him over the years be able to interact with these guys and have these memories. And now he's getting to a point where, you know, he can come on the court, he can shoot, he actually knows what's going on. He remembers guys' names, so he looked forward to this weekend for sure.
Jason, last year, you and Jalen were going head-to-head, one-on-one, that matchup, and now you guys are back to being teammates. How special is that in, you know, strengthening the bond between you guys and the Boston Celtics as we start the second half with about 30 games to go?
It's great. All-Star Weekend is special, and it's even more special when you can share it with a teammate or two. So, you know, extremely happy for him. You know, as we make this second half push of the season, you know, after All-Star break.
And he just knocked down a three and doing his best Larry Bird right there, but he couldn't turn it into points. Jason, thanks for spending some time with us. MVP from a year ago. We wish you the best of luck and success the rest of the regular season on into the postseason.
Appreciate you guys.
That is Jason Tatum, who dropped in his All-Star MVP last year in Salt Lake City, 55. He made 10 threes, and that was kind of the highlight. Remember, Brown was on the other team. They were opponents last year, and Brown and Tatum, in a less than competitive affair, became one of the show-stopping moments. Brown, another rebound, looking for help.
And you know, BA, it's got to mean a lot if you're a young player, if the MVP trophy is named after Kobe Bryant. To be able to get that honor, I know that meant a lot for Jason.
Another baseball down the field.
Some defense being played here. That's an encouraging sign. Paolo Banchero trying to get himself in the books. Stephen Curry, by the way, had the block a minute ago.
Wait, say that again? Say that again?
He was letting everybody know on his way down the floor.
Who says he's only known about offense? Look at this.
Is hand part of the ball?
Hands part of the ball.
Hand part of the ball?
That's what we were taught. Hands part of the ball.
Part of the ball. Okay.
Stephen was high-stepping down the floor after that block. Here's Devin Booker.
Right, so.
East leading by 5, coming to the end of the first quarter.
Oh, damn, locks out.
Jalen Brunson, the star from the Knicks. East can't convert.
And you hear Steph Curry, he just can't help but talk on defense.
Yes, he is Mike, Donovan Mitchell.
That's amazing. That's Steph in a nutshell. Talking on defense in an all-star game.
Basically talking to himself, got to box out.
Well, he's probably channeling his inner Draymond Green, all the talking he does at the defensive end, who's on our alt cast. We'll be joined by them shortly.
Oh, Devin Booker, a sweet little baseline turnaround. Chance at the last shot. Stephen Curry says trap him. They find Maxey in the corner, and that one goes down. Chance at one last shot. A heave from Edwards. It'll count if it goes. All right, entertaining first quarter. Some defense being played. And the East All-Stars leading it by 6. Halliburton with 15 first quarter points in just 92 seconds. And now with help from our friends at Carnival Cruise Line, let's go back down to the court. Or is it an island paradise?
Introducing Celebration Key, your key to paradise. Carnival's all-new exclusive destination at Grand Bahama, where you can dive into lagoons or unwind on a mile-long pristine beach. Welcoming guests in summer 2025. Carnival, choose fun.
Bye, honey.
The computer-generated graphics are, and just computers in general, from just the 80s, like the Macintosh 2, to NES, to now it's the PlayStation 5. That's probably been the biggest leap of technology that I've seen in my lifetime. But the biggest leap, though, and it hasn't really gotten better, that much better. It's from the biggest leap in graphics as far as games go that I've seen was from the Super Nintendo to the PlayStation 1. That was the biggest leap in graphics for a video game system, and it really hasn't gotten that much better since the PlayStation 1. But that leap in game system technology and graphics from the Super Nintendo, you'll play NBA Live 96 with Mitch Richmond on the cover for Super Nintendo, and then go play NBA Live 97 on PlayStation 1, and it was like night and day. It was like you just stepped into the Matrix. The PS1, man, some awesome games for the PS1. Metal Gear Solid. If you haven't played Metal Gear Solid, the first one, Hideko for Konami, with Konami, you need to go play that. Liquid Snake, Revolver Ocelot. But the graphics, like the last night, the NBA dunk contest and the three-point shootout, if they can put these graphics, and I don't know if they were on the court or they were just projecting them that you would see them on TV, but the player, it looked like something you would see in an NBA game, that when they had the ball, there was like a fiery ring, like the player was literally on fire. Oh man, this is that Little Caesars commercial. It's so funny.
What are you doing here? You're picking up for a friend, right?
I'm sorry, PB&J. Here, try some for yourself.
How dare you?
Order online and try slice and sticks with bacon or jalapeno for $7.99.
Pizza.
Look at you, DraftKings, acting like the ultimate host. Out there hustling for your customers with all these ways to bet on sports. Making sure there's something for everyone. I mean, guys, you got props, same game parlays, live betting. You guys are in everything.
And just so normalized now. Is that going to affect not just, a lot of people think that pro sports are rigged, but is it? I mean, it's hard to, how could it not be influenced somehow with gambling being advertised, even in college games? In every state has their own bookie, casino bookie. How can it not be influenced somewhat? College basketball is now turned into the minor leagues, basically, with hundreds of collegiate players making millions of dollars.
Throughout hands-on volunteer service. Great to be here in Indianapolis. Had a nice little moment with some of the former stars of the Indiana Pacers, including our partner Reggie Miller.
And might I add, BA, the crowd erupted when Reggie Miller's name was called.
Always.
Just a legend. It's so nice to see him come back here after years and just get his flowers.
And Reggie amazingly gets from the stage.
Oh man, I wanted to stay up there with those guys, man. They brought tears to my eyes.
Carl Anthony Towns misses. I tell you, Reggie, it has been quite the week for you, and the weekend is Paolo Banchero finally gets one on a gem. But basketball's just different here in Indiana, as you know well, and to see you and Oscar Robertson and Larry Bird standing together to introduce this All-Star Game Sunday. What a special moment.
Well, it's a treat for me, because to me, those are the founding fathers. Larry Bird, Oscar Robertson, John Wooden, Bobby Knight. I mean, there's a long list. So for me to even be next to them, I'm humbled. But we grow basketball here, and to spend 18 years here, what a path there by LeBron to Booker. I didn't know what to expect, but we do know how to put on huge events here in Indiana, and what better way than the All-Star Game.
And Reggie, you've had some people along for your journey. Your 10-year-old son Riker is Instagram famous with being along for the ride with Pops for the games. And what has that been like? Because he wasn't here when you played in Indiana. It's got to feel special.
Well, it's cool to kind of see it through his eyes, along with my 7-year-old daughter Lennox. for them to get an opportunity, because they never saw me play. They don't know the impact of what, you know, sports and athletics is all about. So to kind of see it through their eyes, and Dad was somewhat of a cool guy. He's a little stern now with them, but I'm somewhat cool, I think.
Oh, a one-foot runner by Donovan Mitchell.
Okay, Spider, the 1 foot.
I would say this is a little surprising right now with the East up by 12 here. We talked about the size difference.
Oh, what a pass. That looked like a 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Mitchell. And Carroll sets up Brunson. Around and down it goes. Remember, we hit the air talking about the East roster. Half of their players. LeBron almost brought the house down. Half of the East roster, 25 years or younger. And 4 first-timers like that guy, Scotty Barnes from the Toronto Raptors.
You know, Reggie, yesterday at practice, you could see that their practice was a little bit different. It was a little bit different. They started off practice. The East started off practice doing 3-man weaves.
Yes.
So
I knew something was up when Doc walked in with a notepad. He had notepad and plays on it. Not messing around.
17-point East lead. Let's take a look at tonight's FanDuel Live point spread. West All-Stars favored 2.5. Currently, it has flipped, rightly so. The East with 68 points on the board. 16 made three-pointers. Halliburton with 15. 11-0 run for the East here. Damian Lillard taking on LeBron James. Lillard keeps cooking. It's 11 for Damian Lillard. Now with the Milwaukee Bucks, all those years at Portland. Paul George, the former Pacer, and a foul, and it goes. And Paul George, a chance at a three-point play. That'll give us a chance to hear some inside tracks with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I'm the second oldest guy. Dame, me, and then all young.
Like, I don't look at Dame as like an old head.
Right there with us, like
kind of, like he a little older.
Think this. I'm Mike Badori. That we're the oldest ones here. Like, we gotta beat some kids to win a chip. We gotta beat, like, think about, come on, Dame. I get hot.
Listen, Reggie, you all know that realization when you're not the youngest in the room, youngest at the All-Star game. Goodness. Giannis realizing what we all did at one point in time.
The 39-year-old LeBron traveled. And yeah, Trae Young just onto the floor. He travels with it.
But you can use that youth to your advantage.
Yeah,
this was your point, Candace. You made, like, for an all-star game / pickup game, the smaller you are and the younger you are, can kind of go all day here.
Durant in the corner, up and over. Giannis sticks it.
Now, what will be the problem is this game gets into the fourth quarter and it's close. Then experience the size of the West.
And the shot makers.
Yes, yes.
The closers of the West.
Karl Anthony Towns going coast to coast.
And big men shouldn't be able to do that.
And he can shoot threes, too. He shouldn't be able to do that either.
It's a great run here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Best record in the West. 2 All-Stars. Giannis gets the offensive board, hammers it down. Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards and Chris Finch, their head coach. That quiets down an 8-0 run. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Just keeps rising.
Smooth, right?
Keeps rising.
So smooth. Plays at his own pace. You can't speed him up.
Lillard once again. He's got another one. Damian Lillard with 14 now.
Lillard 4 of 8 from downtown. Halliburton 5 of 6. That's your backcourt. 9 of 14.
Let's see if he takes a heat check.
Well, he finds his teammate. No resistance for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
They're working on their game, getting ready for the last 27.
They use it. Paul George. Air ball. And the LeBron was coming in.
The Bucks went 3 and 7 since Doc has taken over. Look at this.
In and out it goes. Here's Brunson for 3. Giannis keeps it alive. Lillard with George and Gilgeous-Alexander on his back. Durant denies that one. George runs it, sets it up for LeBron. There's a highlight for LBJ.
Doesn't get old. Now, he may be getting old, but it doesn't get old watching him.
Amazing run. Here's Lillard again. Another deep three.
Stop it.
And guess who was guarding him?
Stop.
Paul George. That take you back?
That does. There's a little
2018.
flashback.
Blazers, Oklahoma City. Ooh, see you later. Paul George with an answer.
Why are you bringing up? If you're an OKC fan, they don't want to hear that. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Trey with the patent move.
No, he did not.
Karl Anthony Towns. Well defended by Scotty Barnes. He's playing a little D. Doc Rivers wants to talk it over. How about it, Candace?
That was a game right here. LeBron catching the oop. And then again, listen, Trey's got a patent move too. Between the legs with the sweet floater.
Trying to do some more live streams.
Bye, honey.
Appreciate y'all for watching. Look out for me.
Morning breath, huh?
Dr. Garcia?
Morning breath isn't just embarrassing. It's actually millions of bacteria growing overnight.
Crest Health mouthwash protects your mouth overnight to kill bad breath bacteria and helps prevent other oral health issues before they start.
Without the